We've had a few days with the Motorola Edge 20 Pro, and it's an interesting smartphone. With the box, you'll find all you need to get set up, including a 30-watt charging brick, a Type-C to Type-C USB charging cable, as well as a SIM removal tool. As far as the phone is concerned, it's premium. You'll find a glass build in a chassis that is fairly thin and lightweight, only 8mm and up to 190 grams depending on the color you choose. The one we have is Motorola's midnight blue finish. There's nothing completely stand out about the design, but it has that Motorola flair. A few things we've noticed so far about the smartphone include the higher than usual power as well as volume buttons. These do require some finger gymnastics to reach, and likewise that dedicated Google Assistant button is also a bit too high up on the left edge. The power button also doubles as a fingerprint scanner, but with it being flat and recessed, it is a bit hard to press or find quickly, although the scanner itself works fairly accurately and well. On the front, the Motorola Edge 20 Pro sports a 6.7-inch flat OLED display with HDR10+. One of the biggest features about the panel is its 144Hz refresh rate. This is faster than any we've ever tested before, although its real-world benefits do not seem as obvious as the transition between, let's say, 60Hz to 90Hz or even 90Hz to 120Hz. We also think this higher refresh rate makes for a slight color shift when you're watching multimedia content at an angle on the display. But speaking of content, the panel is great. The OLED colors are vibrant with decent brightness levels when you crank it up. One thing though that we would have liked to see is stereo speakers. We think the omission of these is quite a big one, especially at the smartphone's price point. The Motorola we've come to know likes that pure stock Android experience, and it's nothing but that on the Edge 20 Pro. You'll find Android 11 with absolutely no bloatware pre-installed. There's 256GB of storage, and about 235GB of that is usable, 12GB of RAM, and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 5G chip to power your experience. Although somewhere down the line it feels like the power isn't enough. General scrolling and social media isn't a problem, but as soon as you start pushing the smartphone just that bit more, you'll start to see some lag. Maybe because the smartphone's driving a higher refresh rate panel, but even when switching to 60Hz, there are spikes of lag and pauses in the experience thus far, which we hope get ironed out with software updates in the next couple of months. You'll also find that Motorola's unique feature sets, including gestures and a new Ready For feature, is here too. This allows you to connect your smartphone to your PC and do a lot more with it, but we haven't had a chance to fully test this out, although hopefully with our review to come, we will be able to do so. Likewise, the triple camera setup is another area where we haven't had much time to explore. The setup houses a 108MP primary camera, an 8MP periscope telescope camera with 5x optical zoom, something we haven't seen on smartphones at this price bracket, so this is nice to see, and a 16MP ultra wide angle camera. You'll see some samples of video and photos that we've taken so far, but we still have to do our extensive testing to see how these perform in a number of different scenarios. So far though, these are our thoughts on the Motorola Edge 20 Pro. We've also got some readings of the 4500mAh battery on the smartphone, but I think we'll give it a few more days before making a final judgment on battery, although with up to 8 hours of screen on time, things are looking good. Let us know what you'd like to see with the smartphone in specific. If you want to see any comparisons, let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more videos coming up. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.